Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Ultra Act Ultraman Belial action figure set by Bandai. I'm not sure when this set was first available, but based on the date information that I can read on the packaging, I'm going to guess that this set was first available around 2010. I got this set in 2013 when I found it on a Japanese web store called Jungle Special Collector Shop that caters to secondhand Japanese pop culture items. And I paid about 2,900 yen for this set. That does not include the handling fee and the shipping fee. With the handling and shipping, the total cost came to around 5,000 yen. Taking a look at Belial here in the packaging, you can see the menacing bad guy here from, I think his first appearance was in a movie, Ultraman Zero movie. I think it's Ultra Galaxy. I can't remember the title, but a very menacing bad guy, and you can see him in this form here. Very cool. And you can also see the packaging here with a nice profile image of Belial in some nice artwork type design. Pretty cool. And here on the side you can see Belial, a photo image of the figure. Pretty nice. Here we have the back of the package with various poses of Belial. Pretty nice. And also an insert image of more poses of the figure, along with the accessories that are included with the figure. And just above the insert are some information I can read about the character. In that Belial stands about 55 meters tall and weighs about 60,000 tons. And down below here is some information in Japanese that I cannot read, unfortunately. Now we'll be right back and have Belial here out of the packaging. Okay, we're back and we have Belial out of the packaging, and this is quite an impressive figure. Really lots of detail and loads of articulation points on this guy. And I do have a few minor issues with the Belial figure, primarily in a couple areas of articulation. But despite those very minor issues, I really enjoy this figure. Now, before we get into the Belial figure, let's go ahead and take a look at the items that are included in this set. And first up, we have here a pamphlet, basically a parts listing and some other information about the figure set here. And it's a little bright. Let me just turn this down a little bit. And this is in Japanese, so I'm not sure what is exactly written on here, but based on the visual cues here, you can get the gist of what's going on. Basically, it shows you how to interchange the extra hands, and I'm not sure what this is, just maybe posability, and also how to use the Nizer with the figure in both the retracted form and extended form, and how to exchange all of the effects parts on there, and how to pose the accessory with the figure. So that's pretty cool, and I have no idea what it says on the top there, so I'll just have you try to interpret it yourself. But that's pretty interesting. Next thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at are the accessories. And there are a few accessories, and we'll start off with the extra pairs of hands. Now, the hands that are on the figure that came in the packaging were a pair of grasping hands to have Belial wield his accessory weapon there. But the extra pair of hands are these here, and you can see that the figure has some very long fingers, very pointed fingers there. It's pretty cool, nicely sculpted there, and the fingers do articulate. You got the left two fingers here that move in and out, as well as the right two fingers that move in and out, and the opposable thumb that moves in and out. So that's kind of nice to have some articulated fingers on these extra pairs of hands for posability. And they're not too difficult to put in and out of the figure's wrists. It's basically a ball joint there. You can just pop off the hand and replace these hands here. But nice detail on the hands, especially on the fingers there. It's actually quite cool on there. Pretty neat. Next thing, we're going to take a look at the accessory weapon that Belial wields. And I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but it's called the Giga Battle-Nizer, or in English, I think it's called the Giga Battle-Nizer. So, but you could see it's a polearm type of weapon, and the figure is wielding it at the moment. And this accessory weapon is actually quite cool. Let me just go ahead and take it out of Belial's grasp here, and I'll just pull it out. And it's basically a polearm that Belial uses, and it's got a couple neat functions. Of course, you can wield it for melee. He can wield it for melee, and also you can see with this effect part attached to it, you can shoot bolts of energy out of it. And with the other accessory parts, you can swing it with an energy part. And what's also not described, unless it's described in the little sheet that I showed earlier, it also has the capability of controlling kaiju, or monsters, giant monsters, and has the capability of storing their essences in this Battle-Nizer. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see some detail here, little square pips in light blue. And I guess each of these little pips stores an essence of the kaiju monster within it. And it's a 5-sided end of here on the pole arm. So, and I believe there's 10 on each face of the end of the pole arm here. So he can control up to 100 kaiju monsters, which is really a cool, effective weapon there. And this pole arm is in the extended form with an effect part attached to it, which is pretty cool. And this effect part can actually come out. You can just pull it off real easily, and it just fits on each of the face of the end of the pole arm there, nice and snug on there. And you can see that this end of the pole arm has got some yellow coloring and a little transparent, almost opaque type of quality on this end of the Battle-Nizer, which is pretty cool, a nice effect part. And you can also add this effect part onto the there's a little hole there, and you got a peg here, and you just basically push that in. So I guess when Belial is swinging his pole arm, you got this nice trail effect of energy, which is really cool. And you can see it's colored primarily yellow with a bit of orange at the tip here, which is very cool and nice effect part. Now, both ends of the Battle-Nizer do come off. You just simply pull it out, and you can see there's a hole on this end, and basically just plug it in. And if you wanted to take out this end of the Battle-Nizer, you can replace it with an unignited version of the end of the Battle-Nizer. So you have basically a dormant extended form of the Battle-Nizer. And what's also cool, they included a shortened version of the Battle-Nizer, because the Battle-Nizer, or Giga Battle-Nizer, does retract and extend, at least in one movie that I've seen Belial wield this in. And you just plug it in both ends there, and he has a retracted form of the Giga Battle-Nizer, which is really, really cool. Very, very neat. And all of these effects and accessory parts go with the Battleizer, which is really, really nice. Now, taking a look at the Belial figure here, and I really like this figure. It does represent the evil, corrupted Ultraman very well, and looks very, very cool. Now, I've seen and read a lot of folks who have this figure, or have seen this figure, mention a resemblance to a certain Marvel character called Carnage, which I can see a little bit, but I can't quite see it totally, the resemblance to that character. I could see the red and black color and maybe the eyes, but it's very difficult for me to see that resemblance. I see him more as a corrupted Ultraman, more than Carnage. He's primarily red and black, while I think Carnage is primarily black and red. I guess the similarity in the eyes, it's very hard for me to see the comparison to this Carnage that a lot of folks mention. I really do see it more as a corrupted Ultraman, and it's that's actually looking at the head now. I think the head looks almost like a xenomorph from the Aliens franchise than anything, but I could see the resemblance slightly, but not that much. But just looking at the details of Belial here, he's just a very cool, evil-looking guy, and it's very, very nice. And you can see the what was an Ultraman, especially with the fin here and the basic eye, except for it's just been corrupted, you could say. Just for comparisons, I do have another Ultraman. It's the only other Ultra Act Ultraman figure I have out of the packaging at the moment, and that's Ultraman Tiga. And you can see how a corrupted form of the Ultraman that Belial has become, with the fin here and the eye design. You can see how he was once an Ultraman character and just corrupted by evil. And but it's very cool, very nice sculpt on Belial here, and you can see especially the eyes are made of a transparent plastic with yellow underneath and orange, and it's very, very cool, and it extends almost to the back of his head there. It's very, very nice. And of course you got the fin that's typical of Ultraman, except for here the fin extends to the back and protrudes out of the character's back here, which is very nice. And he has an opening jaw, and you can see some really wicked looking teeth on this figure. And this is where I see the similarity to the Xenomorphs from the Alien franchise, especially when he opens his mouth there. But it's very cool, and it's really nice how when the jaw opens you can really see the teeth, but when you shut the mouth closed, the teeth are hidden within, which is really cool. Really nice design there. Moving down to the rest of the figure, you can see the primarily red and with black accents here, and red being a primary color for Ultraman. There are some other colors for Ultraman, but primarily red is the major color for Ultraman. And you can see what was portions of his red body, I guess suit, and then you got of course all this black going along with it. And also the detail on the sculpt in the suit is actually very nice. If I bring it a little bit closer, you can actually see some sculpted line work throughout his body, and it's very, very cool. Right there you can see some in the reflection of the light, and it's actually really nice and adds a real nice layer of detail to the figure. And it's very, very cool along the arms as well. Even in the areas of the black here, you can actually see all this line work that's sculpted into the figure. Very, very cool. And here you have the, I guess the power center that most Ultraman have, but his is colored purple, a solid purple color on there, and which is very cool, very nice. And it's basically he has this bodysuit with red and just splashes of black here. And what's cool about the black portions of the area, it's not just painted on, it's actually sculpted and painted on there, so you have that another layer of detail there. It's not just a simple paint on there, so that's really, really cool on there. Some minor issues I do have with this figure is primarily in the articulation. And it really just two areas of articulation, not that many, and we'll go over the articulation next. Of course, you saw the head here with the movable jaw, which is really cool. And the head does move at the top of the neck, up and down, and there, and you can see how the fin goes into the neck here in the little slot on the back to allow upward movement of the head. And the neck is on a ball joint itself at the base of the neck, so you can move the neck. Oops, I'm sorry, I popped the head off. You can actually see the ball joint there. But it's not too difficult to put the head back in. But the head does go all the way around at the neck, or at the base of the neck, and does go up and down, side to side, basically a circular movement with the ball joint. With the combination of the head and neck, allows a large range of movement on the neck area and head area, so that's kind of cool. The arms can go all the way around, and they can go out and in at the shoulder, and there's also an additional joint underneath at the shoulder area, allows more circular movement of the arm, so you can move the arm forward and back, up and down, basically up at angles and stuff, so you can get a larger range of movement at the shoulder. There is a separate bicep joint, allows the oops, the head popped out, allows the arm to go all the way around at the bicep area, and you can see how this is sculpted to go underneath the shoulder, so that's kind of cool. There are double joints at the elbow, allows the arm to bend in and out, and the hand is joined at the wrist with a balled swivel joint. You can and hinge as well. You can bend the hand side to side or in and out depending on the hinge position, as well as go all the way around. And the grasping hands are sculpted in, so you can't move the fingers on these pair of hands. And let me just straighten this out. The torso here is, I think, on a ball swivel joint, so you can you have circular movement at the upper torso. You can bend downwards, upward and back, side to side, and around. And then the waist is a similar ball joint, so you can bend that down, up, side to side, even around. And here's where I have an issue with this particular joint here. The waist is, you can pop off the actual torso at the waist. Let me just pop it off here, and you can see the ball joint there. I think it's a little too high on this post. Let me just pop this back in, because when you turn the torso at the waist, it exposes this area right here quite a bit. It's not too bad because the black color here hides a little bit of it, but it does, if you really look at it, expose the inside of the figure. That's one of the weaknesses I have of I have an issue with on this particular figure. But continuing on with the articulation, the leg has that typical double jointed scheme that Bandai uses at the hip area. Basically, you can rotate the leg up, down, back, and out. And you can also pull the leg down on a hinge to allow wider movement of the leg on here. Although the sculpt of the leg here is very high, that impedes a lot of the articulation, especially in the upward position. But if you pull the leg down, it does allow greater movement of the leg, but not as much as other figures that use this articulation scheme. You can see how the leg doesn't go out as far to the side on here. There is rotational articulation at the hip as well. You can rotate the leg around, and there is double joints at the knees, so you can bend the leg that far back and straight. And there is articulation at the feet, at the ankles, where I think is the weakest part of the articulation for this figure. It has a lot of options for movement. You can move it up and down, all the way around, even ankle pivot side to side, but the range of movement is rather limited on the feet. You can only bend it pretty much this far down. That's about as far down as you can move the foot, and about that far up, so a really small range of movement for the foot. Let me just go ahead and even if you shift the ankle position, is still the range is not that great on there, which I think is rather limiting for posability, especially when you bending the leg that far back and you want to move the foot forward, and you really can't. To compensate it, they do have toe articulation, so you can move the toe upwards and level here. But it would have been nice if there was more range of movement at the ankle on here. But despite that issue with the ankle and the waist area, I really like this figure. It represents the evilness of Belial very well in figure form. And I'm just glad to have this figure, because I'm a big fan of the Ultraman Zero, sub-line of the Ultraman franchise. And I really do enjoy this character in the movies that he's shown up in. But really nice figure set, and well worth picking up if you're a fan of Ultraman, Ultraman Zero, or just Belial in general. But this is my casual peek into the Ultra Act Ultraman Belial action figure set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.